We are here with Rik Albert and Toon Bar. Welcome.
Thank you.
So tell us, what is a Toon Bar?
Well, Toon Bar is a bicycle developed for carpal tunnel and spine injury. About 1989, I was hit by a truck at 70 miles an hour, and my right leg was crushed. My hand was broken, my neck was broken. And to position on a bicycle bending over was hard. So I worked for Harley-Davidson for 10 years and came up with this project one day and welded it together and did it for my own self. And people started stopping me daily. And it got to be by the 10s and 20s, and people want to ride the bike. And then they said, why don't you put it on the market? And after 2 years of this being stopped every day, I decided, well, why not? So that's how the bicycle came about, as you can see behind me.
It looks really cool.
Yeah, it is. And when I wish I had a camera mounted on it, because when I come towards people, they look at me, especially kids, like I'm from Mars, because they grab their mom and dad, and their mom and dad go, and then they stop me. And usually I ask them first if you know why the bar's like this, and about 60% of the people will say for back posture. I said, exactly.
Oh, they do know.
Some of them do.
Okay, well, what a wonderful invention.
Yeah, it's people say to try and put it on the market, and it's not as easy as just picking up the phone and calling CCM, because I've tried that. I've tried Dragon's Den. I wanted to pitch it to Brett Wilson. And I tried the Ellen Show, and being my Acadian roots are from Louisiana. So I'm still pitching and still trying to get it out there. And I figured this would be an awesome opportunity. And out of the accident, when I was hit, I was rehabilitating in Davidson, and a friend of mine was putting acid on a mirror, and his name is Eddie. And I said, explain to me what you're doing. And he said, acid etching. And so then I took it onto by myself, and I went into acid etching, and I went into sandblasting. So I started paying for the craft dinner bills with making, again, I made a piece of art, not thinking anybody was interested in buying it. And the bar owner went, I'll take that. I went, that's awesome.
Well, cool, out of a need. So when you talk about your paintings and that, are you commissioning works and
I do, yeah. It's wherever I can do like shows and stuff and show people. And but it's a tough road. Like there's a lot of artists out there. Mine's a little different than oil painting, being that there's 200 LEDs behind a mirror, and I sandblast the mercury or the nickel plating off the mirror, and then I airbrush from behind. And this is a piece that I've spent 10 winters on, and being that I'm Acadian, it ties back to the Halifax explosion 100 years ago, last year. And there was one ship that survived the whole explosion. I didn't realize that until the lady at Global called it the Acadia, and I went, wow, that's the same ship I'm working on. So.
That's quite a coincidence, isn't it?
It is.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you do beautiful art, and you made a beautiful bike, and so you must be a talented guy. And it looks like you do a lot of recycling, which is so important for the environment. So talk about this.
When I worked for Harley-Davidson, a lot of people would buy a brand new motorcycle, and having stock parts, they would take the parts off immediately and either throw them in the garbage or we put them downstairs. So these are $400 mufflers. The air cleaner is about $200 and some. So I figured, why one day I just kind of put them together, and I went, wow, this kind of make a cool desk lamp. So I have LEDs underneath here, and at the Harley-Davidson dealership, I bolted 2 mufflers on to the front door. The reps came from Milwaukee, and they went, there's over 2,000 stores, and they opened the door, and they went, who put the mufflers on the door? And I had one of my lamps in the showcase, and the owner called me from the back and went to the front, and I met the 2 Harley reps. They went, that's smart. I said, thank you. I said, $400 mufflers, it's a shame to throw them away.
Yeah, well.
And they said a desk lamp that's been down the highway at 100 miles an hour. They went, haven't seen one of those. So.
Yeah. Well, cool. And the good thing is you're using your talent and developing it and sharing with the world, and you rock. So thank you. And talk about your logo, because it's really, really cool. I'll hold it up here. And
well, I figured that when I'm riding the bicycle, people, when I come towards them, it kind of looks like that because you see the front bar. So one day I was just sketching, and with the O's and the T with the pedals, it all kind of fell together. And so I had a T-shirt made. And
beautiful, beautiful. I love the black, and it looks really, really cool with the bike, the pedals, and
the whole meal deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. And so I'm hoping someday that with all the bicycles that are out there and people that can't ride, when you're leaning forward, your head's leaning forward and your wrists are getting the weight of your body. So the pressure after 10 minutes of riding, people complain. So now your back's straight and your arms are straight. And this will be fully telescopic with your brakes and shifter cables running through the bars. So this is the prototype that I've designed. It's actually the second prototype. And I've called CCM, and again, they say the handlebars are made in Taiwan. So I'm trying to narrow who I can go to actually to produce the bars, and that's why I went after Dragon's Den and Ellen. And
Yeah. Is it expensive?
not really.
No?
It has to be fit to the customer, to their height,
And to the bike.
and to the bike.
Okay.
So you're looking at about a 75, roughly $100, depending on how extravagant you want to get. If you want it fully adjustable, and it'll be forward and backward.
Okay.
So we're working on that pattern and design, and but for now it's a lot of fun. I value the river here, coming from
yes.
New Brunswick. It's beautiful, and the bike path is beautiful. And
And if someone can't ride, but now you've given them a way to ride their
Exactly.
bicycle, and riding a bike is always a lot of fun.
it is.
Yes, for sure.
I find it, compared to riding a motorcycle, it's more relaxing and calm, and you can take in the nature around you and the beautiful river and the scenic that Saskatoon and Saskatchewan have to offer.
And good for your health, and good for the environment, and recycling, and
Whole meal deal.
yeah. So some really interesting things. So, so you came out of a need of being sick, but now you're developing further. So, what other projects you have on the go there?
Well, finding a job. I'm just out of, I've been in unemployment for the last 8 months, being that my job was taken over from a company in Montreal after 25 years. So that was kind of cool to have a break and enjoy every day, and to work on my art and to think of what's next. So I'm kind of looking forward. I'm really hoping that something will come to with the Toon Bar. And like I say, I made it for myself to start with, but when you have all these people coming towards you daily and asking you to put this on the market, it's pretty funny to have that exposure.
Well, maybe somebody out there will see it and approach you. You never know. And
That'd be good.
you can approach bike shops and all kinds of stuff. But
Yeah.
what a wonderful bike, and a beautiful lamp, and beautiful pictures.
Thank
for
you.
sure. It's really a pleasure to have you on my show.
And I thank you for having me here. It's
Yes,
awesome. Nice
yes.
meeting you too.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, folks. Thank you.
That was Rik Albert and Toon Bar. I hope you enjoyed today's show with Roman Nowakowski, visual artist, and Rik Albert with the Toon Bar. If you'd like to share your story, contact me and tell me why you rock. Thanks for rocking in and having a conversation with Marion. I'm Marion, and you rock.